And here's the Meteor Beam, big damage, takes out Iron Jugulis with a single hit. Hello everybody, Ace Trainer Liam here and welcome back to another episode of MetroMania, the ongoing Metronome-only double battle tournament to determine the Season 13 MetroMania Champion. Last week we said sayonara to Brute Bonnet, who unfortunately is out of the competition, leaving Iron Moth making its way through to the quarterfinals. But we do need to find out Iron Moth's opponent as Sandy Shocks takes on Iron Jugulis. So here we go, it's Heat 6 of MetroMania Season 13, and we have two of the worst names of any of the Paradox Pokemon on the field, as Iron Jugulis starts things off with Fake Tears. That is going to land on Shiny Sandy Shocks there and give it a very dangerous two-stage special defense drop, of course. Dive coming out from Shiny Iron Jugulis. Both these Pokemon are very strong special attackers, so any special attack drops are going to matter big time. Shiny Sandy Shocks goes for Sleep Powder, but it's avoided by the Iron Jugulis. So unfortunately that Sleep Powder is not going to land, and now regular Sandy Shocks goes for False Swipe, but it's avoided by Shiny Iron Jugulis because it's underwater. There's the dive for a big chunk of super effective damage there to regular Sandy Shocks. And now regular Iron Jugulis following up with Magic Powder. Going to change Shiny Sandy Shocks into a pure Psychic type Pokemon. Very interesting, especially given that Iron Jugulis is a Dark type. Any stab moves are going to be very dangerous now. Magnetic Flux is going to fail, but hitting the subscribe button never fails. Make sure you turn on all notifications as well. Click that bell. It really helps us out, and make sure you don't miss any episodes of Metromania. Here's Weather Ball from the regular Sandy Shocks there onto regular Iron Jugulis, who is going to fire back with Pluck onto the now Psychic type Shiny Sandy Shocks, and it's going to eat the Leper Berry. Not really worth it very early in the game, but you know what? You go for it, my dude. You go. Over to Shiny Iron Jugulis now, who's raring to go with Hone Claws. Going to raise its attack and its accuracy by one stage apiece. That could spell disaster for the Sandy Shocks team. Here comes regular Sandy Shocks now, who's going to go for Entrainment, but these Pokemon cannot have their abilities removed or swapped or copied or anything like that. So over to Shiny Sandy Shocks to see if it can mount some kind of offense. Goes for the X-Scissor, which will be neutral damage, but because it's a physical attack from a Sandy Shocks, it didn't do a great deal there. Shiny Iron Jugulis goes for Water Spout. That's going to be super effective. Big damage. Sandy Shocks living on 2 hit points. Shiny Sandy Shocks living on 38 hit points. And here's Psycho Cut on the now Psychic type Shiny Sandy Shocks, so down to 26 HP. Both Sandy Shocks in the danger zone. Regular Sandy Shocks is going to go for Teeter Dance, going to confuse its ally Pokemon and both its opponents. That could be the only way they're able to get through this battle. Still in one piece, or I guess 3 pieces each, or multiple pieces, because there's a lot to them, isn't there? So everybody's confused except for regular Sandy Shocks there. That could... Oh, I wonder if that's going to backfire. But let's see. Shiny Shocks Shiny Sandy Shocks is going to ignore that confusion, go for Fire Blast, using that massive special attack stat, big damage to regular Iron Jugulis there. Shiny Iron Jugulis is going to ignore the confusion as well. It's going to get ready with that Metronome and go for Gyro Ball. And that is enough to take down regular Sandy Shocks there, even a not very effective hit. We're down to 1 Sandy versus 2 Juguli? Who knows? But there's Iron Jugulis hitting itself in confusion. Now Shiny Sandy Shocks is it's gonna hit itself in confusion as well, putting itself at 11 hit points. This is not good for the Sandy Shocks team right now. Regular Iron Jugulis is confused. It's going to ignore that confusion, though. It only needs to take 11 hit points off Sandy Shocks. It goes for Roleplay. That's going to fail. Now, can Shiny Iron Jugulis, can it capitalize on... Well, not capitalize, but can it make up for that mistake? Hits itself in confusion. Sandy Shocks is still in this. Oh, my word. It snaps out the confusion as well. Oh, this is incredible. Sandy Shocks putting on a real display here, even in the danger zone. Goes for a Moonblast and takes out regular Iron Jugulis. Is this Sandy Shocks mounting a comeback right here? This is really incredible. My word. Oh, Shiny Iron Jugulis has snapped out of the confusion. Is it too little too late for Sandy Shocks? It's going to go for Glaive Rush, and you've got to expect down goes Shiny Sandy Shocks. So that's 1-0. Let's hear from our sponsors.
Yes, indeedy. Let's take a moment to talk about the lovely, sweet nectar of G Fuel. Fuel! G Fuel's an energy formula with barely any calories, zero sugar, and a whole heap of wonderful flavors like the fantastic, delectable, beautiful mango lemonade that I'm drinking today. It's exactly what it says on the tin. It's mango and it's lemonade, and because it's G Fuel energy, it gives me bags of energy to get me through the bloody day. It's so friggin' good. Oh, that is absolutely fantastic. Go to gfuel.com, get yourself any of the lovely flavors of G Fuel. Just remember at checkout, use code ACE, which is our channel's code, and you can save yourself 20% off your G Fuel order while supporting this channel. Thank you very much in advance. Remember though, G Fuel is for over 18s only because it contains caffeine, and children don't need to be anywhere near caffeine. Have you met them? They're annoying enough as it is, and because it contains caffeine, drink it responsibly. Don't be a dickhead, dickhead.
So here we go with round 2. Iron Jugulis leads 1-0. That means Sandy Shocks is, well, I guess not on the back foot. I guess on the back magnet? Yeah, let's go with that. That's a terrible joke. Here's Dragon Rush, which is going to be avoided from Iron Jugulis onto Sandy Shocks, so no damage there. Over to Shiny Iron Jugulis now, who's going to go for Metal Claw for some not very effective chip damage there onto the regular Sandy Shocks, just tickling it a little bit. Speaking of regular Sandy Shocks, here it goes firing off Flash Cannon, utilizing that great special attack stat there for a good chunk of damage there to Shiny Iron Jugulis, and gets the special defense drop, which is a great advantage for the Sandy Shocks team. Shiny Sandy Shocks goes for Reflect with a lovely visual glitch there, thank you very much, which is going to lower the power of physical attacks coming from the Iron Jugulis side. Shiny Iron Jugulis goes for Burning Jealousy onto both Sandy Shocks. They're chipping away at both opponents, and now regular Iron Jugulis looks to follow up with a Bug Bite. Going to eat another Held Berry. It did that in the previous round. This particular Iron Jugulis has got a real penchant for eating held berries. Don't know why. Who knows? Over to regular Sandy Shocks, though. What's it going to do here? It needs to mount some offense ASAP. Goes for Safeguard. Do you know what? That's a great play. Great defensive plays here by the Sandy Shocks team with the Reflect and the Safeguard there. Really protecting each other. Fairy Lock, not so much of a protection, more of a wasted turn, so that was unfortunate. Now it's over to Shiny Iron Jugulis. What will it do here? It's going to go for Wish. Do you know what? I can respect a Wish because you may need that HP a little bit later, and you know Spring Chicken right now. Here comes Iron Jugulis with Scary Face, going to slow down regular Sandy Shocks there by 2 stages of speed, so it's now the slowest thing on the field. Shiny Sandy Shocks is going to reply with Confuse Ray onto the regular Iron Jugulis there, so Confuse Ray is going to confuse the Iron Jugulis. Let's see if it hits itself going forward. Over to Sandy Shocks now. The slowest thing on the field. What's it going to do? Going to go for Meteor Beam. Uh-oh. That's dangerous, especially with a flying type on the opposite side. Going to raise its special attack by 1 stage, and it's getting ready to use a big old rock type special attack. Here's a Mega Horn from Shiny Iron Jugulis onto regular Sandy Shocks. Not enough to bring it down to less than half to max HP. Regular Iron Jugulis is confused, though. What will it do? It's going to ignore the confusion, go for the Metronome. And what's on its mind? It's going to go for Fury Swipes onto that regular Sandy Shocks. They are fearing that Meteor Beam. We get 2 hits. We get 3 hits. And 3 is all she wrote. They haven't been able to cancel out that Meteor Beam right there. Now, Shiny Sandy Shocks is going to go for Shell Sidearm. There's so much alliteration there. Big damage, though, to Shiny Iron Jugulis there. And here's the Meteor Beam from the regular +1 Sandy Shocks. Big damage, takes out Iron Jugulis with a single hit. Down it goes. We got 1 Jugulis versus 2 Sandys right now. There's the Wish coming true, though, for Shiny Iron Jugulis, which is it really needed, so that Wish really did pay off there. What's Iron Jugulis going to do here? Going to go for Heal Bell. That's very unfortunate because that's a complete waste of a turn. Now you've given an opportunity to both these Sandy Shocks here. Over to Shiny Sandy Shocks now for its next move. It's going to go for Teleport. It wasted its turn once again. This is not good. This is all regular Sandy Shocks here. It's the only one really doing anything for its team at this point. Goes for Triple Dive, so we're going to get 3 hits. Shades of Wug Trio right there. There's the second hit. And here comes the third. Beautiful scenes. Big damage there to Shiny Iron Jugulis. What will Iron Jugulis do to respond? The Reflector's worn off. Very important to note there because the physical attacks will now do more. Here's Attack Order, speaking of, which does a decent chunk of damage there to Shiny Sandy Shocks. And now Shiny Sandy Shocks wants to reply, though, with Drain Punch for some neutral damage and a little bit of HP restoring. Shiny Iron Jugulis now down to less than half its max HP in the orange area of the HP bar. And now regular Sandy Shocks is raring to go. Remember, it's a +1 special defense with a Scald and a -1 special... Sorry, +1 special attack, -1 special attack. It's all evens, that's what matters. And also, the beauty that Scald is in the game, guys. We are going to get Scald at some point. I told you guys, DLC will bring move tutors that teach us Scald. We're getting it, I guarantee. Here's an Axe Kick onto Shiny Sandy Shocks. Doesn't get the confusion from that Axe Kick, though, unfortunately. Now, regular Iron Jugulis is going for Mountain Gale. That's going to be super effective. Big damage there to Shiny Sandy Shocks. Gets the flinch on Shiny Sandy Shocks. And now regular Sandy Shocks gearing up with that Metronome, going for Draining Kiss for big Fairy-type damage there onto regular Iron Jugulis. Going to restore its HP right back up to maximum as well. Great play there. Now over to Shiny Iron Jugulis for the next turn. Going to go for Rock Polish and increase its speed by 2 stages. Great play. You can never have too much speed unless you're in Trick Room, but they're not, so it's all okay. Regular Iron Jugulis is going to go for Stealth Rock, which is a wasted turn. We love wasted turns in Metromania because it means I have to try and fill the time telling you about the wasted turn. Over to Sandy Shocks now. What will it do here? Mystical Fire. And it does a decent chunk of damage there, but does get the special attack drop on the regular Iron Jugulis. And now Shiny Sandy Shocks is going to go for Spikes. Another wasted turn. Absolutely fantastic. One of these teams is going to face Iron Moth in the quarterfinals. So I hope you're all very, very excited. I hope you've let me know in the comments who you think's going to win. Here's a Calm Mind from Shiny Iron Jugulis there, going to increase its special attack and special defense by 1 stage, which makes it a very, very dangerous contender in this match. Regular Iron Jugulis now gearing up with that Metronome, going to go for Twister onto both the Sandy Shocks there for a little bit of chip damage. Shiny Sandy Shocks flinches, and regular Sandy Shocks flinches. The double flinch, you love to see it. Shiny Iron Jugulis now goes for Guard Split onto the Shiny Sandy Shock, shares its guard with the target. I'm not sure how wise that actually was, given that you're kind of bulkier. But here we go. Here's Hypnosis from the... oh, it's avoided by Shiny Sandy Shock, so no sleep on this turn for them. Now, Shiny Sandy Shocks replies with Power Swap. Everyone's sharing right now. This is so ridiculously pointless. In fact, I think it just... Did it just steal -1 special attack from the... Okay, great idea. Here's Entrainment, of course that's going to fail. Another wasted turn. We love wasted turns in Metromania. Here's Shiny Iron Jugulis. Going to go for Wood Hammer. That should have some big damage behind it, and it does. It takes out Shiny Sandy Shocks there with a critical hit. It will come with recoil damage, but I'm not sure Shiny Iron Jugulis really cares, because that was an immense play right there. Now over to regular Iron Jugulis now, getting its Metronome ready. Goes with Cut. Which, how is that a game that survived over... a game? How is that a move that survived over the years? Here's Sandy Shocks with Power Swap, because why would you not? Great play. Love all the swapping moves. Here's Shiny Iron Jugulis now, starting off the next turn with Pluck. Gonna eat a Hell Berry. That third round and third Hell Berry that has been eaten by an Iron Jugulis. What is it with them and eating leper berries, man? What they got? They got a bit of a leper berry kink going on? Because, whatever. Here's a flip turn for onto Sandy Shocks there from Iron Jugulis, bringing Sandy Shocks down to less than half its max HP. It needs to do something if it wants to stay in the competition. Goes for Thrash. Interesting play right there. Puts regular Iron Jugulis in the danger zone. Over to Shiny Iron Jugulis now, who goes for Defog. So it's going to remove all the spikes and everything. Down goes Sandy Shock's evasiveness. Yeah, there goes the stones. There goes the spikes. Everything's gone, man. And now over to Iron Jugulis now, who's in a little bit of peril. Goes for Recycled, but it's not used its own Held Berry yet. It ate the opponent, so that's going to fail. There's the Thrash from Sandy Shocks. I'd have gone for the other Iron Jugulis, to be honest, but I guess any damage is better than no damage, maybe. Shiny Iron Jugulis goes for Hold Back. That won't knock an opponent out, but it'll do a bit of chip damage there to Sandy Shocks. Now over to regular Iron Jugulis now, who's going to go for Acid Armor. Yeah, it senses it's in danger, but this might be too little too late to get the sharp defense boost. Here's a Thrash onto Shiny Iron Jugulis again, and now Sandy Shocks has finished thrashing. It is now confused. This is now very dangerous for Sandy Shocks. Shiny Iron Jugulis goes for Present. Shades of Delibird, big damage there. Sandy Shocks has 12 hit points left. Regular Iron Jugulis goes for Sandsear Storm, and that is it. Sandy Shocks is down. Your winners going through to the quarterfinals to face Iron Moth. is the Iron Jugulis team. Great players there, good back and forth. You love to see it. What a great Heat 6 was. Let's take a look at the updated brackets. And of course, as you see, Iron Moth's opponent will be Iron Jugulis. We've got one more quarterfinal though to set up. Get bloody excited for next week's Heat. And quickly, we'll just say a very lovely thank you to our Ace Trainer Ultra XL members, Bro Metapod, Purple Dragonair, Sin City Yeti, Mumbai Cobra, Gear Overlord, Toy Bonnie, TJ the Nerd, Night Angel, Lucas Gates, Kingly Gamer YT, and Viridian Folk. Thank you all so much for your support on this lovely channel.
So that'll do it for another episode of MetroMania. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. Share the video with a friend. Click the join button and become a channel member to support this channel. You can also do so by using code ACE for money off G Fuel. And of course, don't forget to check out my live streams on this very channel. And, check the VOD playlist if you miss any. But until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam. Keep on training.